Good evening. So I'm here to discuss Yoda, or what am I naming it? There is no try. So I'm recording it now so that I can show you a lot of the areas that need work. None of them are mistakes. At this stage, nobody really makes mistakes. It's just a matter of recognizing what needs to be worked on and then going to work on it. So I'm just going to note a few things. The head, for example, is in the right spot, and it's not shaped absolutely correct, but it's in the right spot. The ear's in the right spot. The left shoulder is correct. The left arm is not done. Obviously, none of this is really done, but it's in the right spot. So when it does get formed, it'll be in the correct place. This is the forearm, part of the forearm and cloak, and it's in the right spot. The hand is in the right spot in the forearm. Lightsaber will be, probably changed from what it is now. We need to get it at an angle, but its angle is dependent on the hands. So, we'll work on that when we get there. The right hand and left hand is also in the right spot. Some of the appendages are obviously too large, and I'll get to that in a minute. The right hand cloak is in the right spot, and digging out of the cloak can work exactly where it's currently set. The upper cloak of the right arm is a bit short from here to here, and that will be fixed once we start cutting further back. So the areas to work on, other than everything, is mainly, we'll start with the other side of it. The left-hand ear is going to stick out quite a bit, and it's going to be angled higher here and lower here. So actually, out of everything here, this is probably the best placed piece and least to work on. So let's start with the forehead. This forehead is approximately this area. So it's usually, in this area because it's the most prominent piece forward on the face, besides the nose. So the forehead obviously needs to work on, but the head itself, the head will be diminished as it is currently as you go backwards. So I'm not certain of how much of the head region I'll need to cut. He doesn't have an absolutely round head. In this case, he does, because you can see part of the left side of the head. So we'll need part of that there. But it'll have to be pared back quite a bit to get it away from this round conical shape. So the side here of the forehead, where the underbrow area, this area is going to be cut into it. So it'll have a back cut so that the eyes will look like they're sunken a little further into the head, because that's the way foreheads are, especially since we're looking from above. So we'll be seeing shadow down here. So this forehead will be cut back in, and then also it will be pushed back quite a bit. If you could look at the hands themselves right now, the hands are, in front of the face, but not by much, and it doesn't give enough depth. So I'll be removing, 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch off of the front of this forehead, and then paring it all back again until it's round again. That will probably require me to do more cuts on the head itself. So once we push this back a little further, all of this on the face will be pushed back as well and rounded into the contours it needs to look like a face. At that point, I'll probably have more depth to work with on this left hand. This right hand is the proper shape, more or less. The thumb's a little thick, but more or less, but it's in the wrong spot. I mean, technically it's in the correct area right here, but it's too far forward. And because it's too far forward, it needs to be pushed back. It needs to be pushed back to a point at which you could recognizably see it's holding a lightsaber over here. This lightsaber is too far forward as well, because it doesn't match up with even the slightest angle that we currently have of the lightsaber. So it will have to be pushed back and cut. That means that this hand will also have to be pushed back as well. This thickness of this left hand is not enough by far. So I'll be cutting in here to drop the lightsaber even further down to get a thicker appendage on the left hand. Once I do that, this will just stick out even further, so it'll have to be pared back. This will stick out further. So when this is set and done, kind of everything else can be recut and set and done as well. Now I have to be careful because I have about, I don't know, maybe an inch and a half behind this last cut here. So when I run out of room there, I'll have to be careful. But I think it's going to be fine because, as you know, relief carving is illusion. So since it's illusion, all I really need to do is to make you think it's as far back as you think it is. So for the most part, this is my linchpin right now. I'm going to cut this here, thicken up this hand. Once I do that, I'll be able to cut this back, and once this gets cut back, of course the ear will also be done as well. But I do need a little bit of forward wood here, but I'll cut it deeper under the chin. So at this stage, I'll just continue, but I'll try to get this done today so that we can do this again tomorrow and you can see the difference.